What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Mathews back at it again with another hometown take. Today I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm giving you some potential lineups, substitutions, rotations, all that stuff, because really ain't no other news. So we're gonna have a little fun today, you know what I'm saying? But we're still gonna talk some Hawks basketball. But first, before we do that, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, check out the link down below. To buy me coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to a great rest of their offseason. Also, make sure you turn on your notification bell so you get my content as soon as it drops. Don't miss a single video or live stream with your notification bells turned on. So, ding! Turn the notification bells on. Yeah, feel me? Also, make sure you tune in this Saturday. Sports Radio 92.9, the game in the hometown take is back after a weekend off, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. We back kicking G on 92.9 the game. Bring you guys some good NBA and Atlanta Hawks talk with the hometown take. So make sure you tune in, get the Odyssey app so you can listen wherever you're at. It's free. Just Odyssey, AUDACY. Search 92.9 the game. You in there. Or just turn your radio to 92.9 FM. It's that easy. So make sure you do that there. You feel me? All right. Let's talk about what some potential starting lineups could be for the Atlanta Hawks. Well, there's really only one starting lineup. Potential lineups, I should say, not starting, because if the roster stays the way it is right now, which that's what we're going to go off of, the current roster, there's only one real good starting lineup out there. First choice starting lineup, I should say. Obviously, if, God forbid, injuries and all that good stuff, there'll be some backups, but we'll talk about all of that. So let's get in first to what would be the starting lineup, which I all think we all know is pretty easy. Trae Young starts at point guard. Dejounte Murray starts at the shooting guard spot. But I will mention this too as a little nugget. Nate McMillan actually flew, because I don't think I mentioned this in my Summer League news video yesterday. Nate McMillan actually flew to Oklahoma this offseason to work with Trae Young, talk to Trae Young about, some things that he wanted Trae to work on, getting his defense better, playing more off the ball on offense. So this lineup gonna be scary, y'all. I'm excited. This backcourt finna go crazy. This lineup overall is about to go crazy, so I'm really excited. But Trae Young's all about it. Like I said, he wanted Dejounte Murray here. He doesn't mind playing off the ball. His dad even tweeted out that he's been playing off the ball since he's been playing in AAU, but obviously once he got to Oklahoma and once he got in the NBA, he couldn't play much off the ball because he was better suited as a point guard on those teams. But now that we have another ball handler, a good point guard, all-star point guard, he can play more off ball now. And Nate McMillan talked about, working with him on that, helping him on that, playing better defense. So Nate McMillan flew to Oklahoma to meet with Trae Young and not only talk about that stuff, but work on it as well. So there you go. So even though Trae Young is going to start at the point guard position, expect him to play a lot of off the ball and be kind of like a Steph Curry. Honestly, that's the best comparison because that is who Trae Young is most like in the NBA. So there you go. He's going to be a lot more Steph Curry-ish this year when it comes to running off the ball, running through screens, running around screens, all that good stuff, which, I mean, hey, Steph Curry is a 4-time world champion. I love to see it. If he can do some of that, I'm all for it. You feel me? But again, he'll start at the 1. He'll be the point guard. Dejounte Murray will start at the 2 guard, but honestly, you can just call them both guards. They'll be the 2 guards. At the 3 will be DeAndre Hunter playing small forward. The 4 will be John Collins. Again, I'm growing more and more confident every day that he's not going to get traded. That was mainly the topic of the discussion for the video yesterday. So I think John Collins, honestly, is probably going to be on this roster. If I had to guess, he's probably going to be here. And at the 5, obviously, Clint Capela. So that's your first choice starting lineup. Very good lineup, in my opinion. I mean, you got 2 defensive wings in Dejounte Murray and DeAndre Hunter. They'll go the 2 best players on the floor. As long as it's not a big man, then obviously Clint Capela will take care of that. Clint Capela, another good defender. And John Collins, he's not bad. He can definitely get better, and hopefully he is better. We see that once the season starts. And then obviously, we got Trae Young holding it down, being the engine of the offense. So that's your first choice starting lineup. Now, the second unit, in my opinion, because we've talked about this time and time again, once you bring in the second star, and the reason for bringing in the second star is so you can have one of your 2 stars on the floor at all times. We got that second star in Dejounte Murray. So Trae Young and Dejounte Murray need to be on the court. One of them needs to be on the court at all times. If Trae Young's not on the floor, Dejounte Murray needs to be on the floor. If Dejounte's not on the floor, Trae needs to be on the floor. You understand me? We capiche on that, and it's not real hard. I'll go through it again, even though I've gone through it time and time again, but we'll go through it one more time. But anywho, before we do that, the second unit, in my opinion, will consist of Dejounte Murray being the point guard, Bogey Bogdanovic coming off the bench. He'll be the first one off the bench, in my opinion, just like he was last time, at the 2. So Bogey will come in for Trae. Trae will go to the bench. Bogey will go to the 2. Dejounte slide over to the point. He'll take care of the point guard duties. So Dejounte at the 1, Bogey at the 2. If DeAndre, I don't know how much he'll play. I don't know exactly what that rotation will be like. But that's where it gets kind of sticky. Once DeAndre comes out, who's coming in for DeAndre? Is it Maurice Harkless, who can play the 3 or the 4? Is it AJ Griffin? I don't know. Is it Jalen Johnson? Don't know. Justin Holiday at 6'6". He can play some 3 as well, even though he's mostly known as a shooting guard. Would Nate McMillan try him at the 3 at all? I don't know. Then you can have you can have 3 players who could handle the ball in Dejounte, Bogey, and Justin Holiday. So could that be an option? Could he come in at the 3? We'll see. At the 4, is it going to be Jalen Johnson? Is it going to be Frank Kaminsky? Will they play Frank Kaminsky at the 4 to help spread it out and do something like that? Will they play AJ Griffin at the 4? Will they play? TLC. He could play the 3 or the 4. So I don't know. So that's where it kind of gets iffy. Once DeAndre Hunter and John Collins come out, who are those guys? Those second tier guys? Who's going to turn themselves into the second string small forward? Who's going to turn themselves into the second string power forward? That's the question right now. Right now, if you had to ask me, probably more Maurice Harkless and Frank Kaminsky, if I had to guess. You get big. Frank can obviously spread the floor. Maurice is obviously good on defense. So you trade a good defensive guy in for DeAndre Hunter and another good defensive guy for Maurice Harkless, who's not great offensively, but he's still good defensively, so you still have that defensive presence. And then the backup center we know is Onyeka Okongwu right now. So right now, if I had to guess a second choice lineup or a second unit, it's probably Dejounte, Bogey. I'm going to say Maurice Harkless at the 3. I'm going to say Frank Kaminsky at the 4 so they can be bigger. And then Onyeka Okongwu at the 5. You have a lot of good rebounding. You still have good defense between Dejounte, Maurice Harkless, Onyeka Okongwu. So that'll probably be my guess. And then you still have players who can get buckets in Dejounte, Bogey, Frank can split the floor. Onyeka is good in the post. So, that is what my second unit would look like if I had to guess. Third unit, the 2 Holiday brothers I think will be in the backcourt. If we're doing the third unit, Aaron Holiday, Justin Holiday, AJ Griffin, or TLC probably. And if you guys forgot who TLC was, Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. Jalen Johnson at the 4, Frank Kaminsky at the 5. I think that's a solid third unit. Fourth unit is when we start putting some two-way players in that guy. Sharif Cooper, Shawty Brown, AJ Griffin, and Tyrese Martin at the 3 or 4. Some combination of AJ Griffin, Tyrese Martin, and Jalen Johnson. 2 out of those 3 guys will be the 3 and the 4, and then Frank Kaminsky at the 5 in the 4th unit. So if we want to go more defensive heavy, if we want to have a more defensive oriented lineup out here, this is what I think it will look like. Dejounte will be at the 1. Justin Holiday is a better defender, so I would have him at the 2 instead of Bogey, Maurice Harkless, or DeAndre Hunter, depending on where we're at in the game and the lineup and stuff. DeAndre Hunter is obviously the first choice, but Maurice Harkless could play either 3 or the 4. So if DeAndre Hunter's out there, him and Mo Harkless could be at the 3 and the 4. And then obviously Clint or Onyeka at the 5. So that's my defensive lineup. Dejounte at the 1, Justin at the 2, either Maurice Harkless or DeAndre Hunter at the 3. And if DeAndre's at the 3, probably Maurice Harkless at the 4. And then Clint or Onyeka at the 5. Now, quickly, so my spread the floor, more offensive-oriented lineup. Trae at the 1, Dejounte at the 2, DeAndre Hunter at the 3, John Collins at the 4. Really the starting lineup, but only changes at center. Instead of Clint or Onyeka, I will put Frank Kaminsky at the 5 because his ability to shoot the 3 and spread the floor a little bit more. So those are my lineups, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the link down below. down below to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to a great rest of their offseason. Also, turn on your notification bells and tune in to Sports Radio 92.9 The Game this Saturday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Another edition of the Hometown Take is coming right at you. And until I talk to you guys next time, make sure you stay true to Atlanta, believe in Atlanta, go Hawks. Peace.